Hi friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan Hebert, and this is where I share my insights. And today I want to unpack the illusion of goal-oriented success. And to help you understand, the nature of success is ongoing, and it involves the practical application of virtue. Even the maestro is practicing virtuosity. Stick around, and let's shed some light on the illusion of goal-oriented success. When I was younger and I was studying music, I measured my success by the reaction of my teacher. And we learn this when we're young. We learn to please everybody. And we are very sensitive to body language, the reflection back to what we do. That's called a result. And so this is where extrinsic joy comes from. It comes from learning that you are an exterior. And you learn who you are as an exterior by comments, accolades, stickers. I used to get little stickers on my music book. And that told me who I was. Those outward signs, if you will. And I can go back through my childhood and see how this formulated. The very first thing I intrinsically wanted as a 5-year-old boy growing up in South Louisiana was an easy bake oven. In the 1980s, little boys didn't want easy bake ovens. Or so I would soon learn. But I just wanted one. Little kids just innocently want to play with what they gravitate towards. It didn't take very long to realize that my intrinsic joy and desire to maybe explore baking was wrong. That my inner world was off the mark. So I gave that up. That's not what the world wanted. That's goal-oriented. It's not this just pure joy and innocent desire within me. Didn't please the world. See, it never does. And so we learn to gauge success by what we see outside of ourselves, the reactions of others. See, I tried this several other times. The second thing I can remember really wanting was a pair of tap shoes. A boy in conservative South Louisiana wants a pair of tap shoes? Imagine the reaction that came from that, especially coming from a family of all boys. All my cousins were boys. I didn't like boy things. Apparently things have gender. Like bikes have gender. My mother came a few years ago and she saw I had a step-through Dutch bike. because I had a hip replacement 25 years ago. I can't get my leg over a boy bike. She said, Ryan, why do you have a girl's bike? Goes to show you the mentality of my mother. And I said, Mother, I didn't know bikes had vaginas. My dad thought that was funny. I didn't know tap shoes had vaginas either. I didn't know easy bake ovens had vaginas. And I was supposed to play with objects that had penises, you see. The other thing I wanted was a Barbie dream house. And imagine this. So I learned as a child that all of these innocent, purely innocent, authentic desires got reactions from other people as to who I was supposed to be. See, the world's going to tell you who you're supposed to be, and that's success. And then you just get lost because you're seeing reactions and reflections rather than inflections, inward truth. Then I wanted piano lessons. So what I saw was all these people reacting negatively to the things I thought were innocent and desirous and loving. I thought there was something wrong with me. That's because I learned that success was outside of me. Until I figured it out at age 45, that I couldn't gauge success outwardly, nor could it ever be something in tangible form. It had to be an inherent, evolving truth from within. Love. Love. I know I'm always talking about love, but somebody's got to talk about it. It's not about what you produce. That's kind of, the world's going to gobble that up. If you produce a YouTube channel, I don't care how perfect it is, you can't strip the vulnerability out of it. The world won't see your innocence and your nakedness. See, it's like this. Everybody's naked. If we could just be physically naked, we would see. How innocent we are. It's just that somebody's got some clothes on and then they point out some vulnerability to you and you kind of fall for it. You allow them to be over you of some kind, in some way. Not recognizing that the critic is naked. Whoever has criticized you is just as vulnerable and susceptible and fragile and innocent and loving as you. But kids can't recognize that. We can't recognize the reflection out there. It's not what we're trying to please. What's coming back to you is dead, by the way. When you look into the sky, you're seeing the moon an eye blink later than it actually is. Even on the surface of the moon, you can't see exactly what it is. I mean, if you're looking, light travels to your eyes, but it's still too late. What you see as a physical object is not as alive as what you can't see. You're the front end of light. The light doesn't come in. The light is projected outwards to you, from you, really. I'm getting into some deep metaphysical things here, but I'm just excited to know that what I'm looking at on my computer screen is not me. I can't really see myself face to face. I can't behold myself. My eyes really cannot see themselves. What I am seeing is a reflection. And success is realizing that you are practicing virtue. Vir in Latin means man. Virtus means valor and perfected morality. Has anybody on this earth perfected morality? How would you know? People claim Jesus perfected morality. Did we follow Jesus around and videotape everything he did and got into his mind? How do we know? Because the Bible said it? Because the Bible has a measly 3,500 words that Jesus, or 36,000 words that Jesus spoke, or something like that. That's it? 36,000 words that he spoke, and all of a sudden he was this perfected moral being. I don't buy that for 1 second. There's a period of his life from year 11 to 30 that was a complete blank. And who has perfected morality? Who has never lost their shit? Arguably, somebody could say that story of Jesus turning the tables over in the temple when they were selling things on the Sabbath. He lost his shit. He got angry. We're all practicing virtue. Who's the maestro? If you look at it as like a symphony, the conductor is still practicing her craft. She's working on her technique. Everybody is working on their technique. Everybody. And you are constantly working on the practical application and practice of love that has no result other than more love, which is vulnerable, fragile, open, unconditional. And if you think your creation or your achievement is bulletproof, you've written a book and it's perfect, nobody can criticize it, forget it. That nakedness is grafted onto everything you do. Creation itself is fragile, vulnerable, open, and evolving. You scientific people, everything's evolving. How could there be goal, pinnacle, finality? It's entertaining. It is. It's entertaining to watch a scientist and an atheist go at it. But they're both practicing. Science is a practice. Theology is a practice. Living is a practice. Even the wisest sages and the gurus and the Yodas of the world are practicing their craft. Love. You think you're going to strip out all the gremlins that people can criticize you about. No, friends. The world can't tell you who you are. Those outward markers mean nothing. It's merely about expressing what you enjoy. The outcome, if it blows up, great. If it disintegrates, great. Did you practice love? Did you do it with devotion and attention and passion? Fine. Move on. Keep going. Every moment is practice. For what? More practice. You can't master it. You just call to mind. Remember. Keep it close. Keep your vulnerability close. Keep your nakedness close. Keep your susceptibility close. Your fragility. And remember that in everybody. Even your so-called heroes. Every great work of art, every book, every business, every relationship, every person is naked, innocent. Practice seeing that in people. That's success. Practice seeing the openness, the fragility, the softness. Practice being that way. Success. And then the outcome will be outward signs of where you were in that level of understanding and practice. That's all. Consciousness is deepening and opening. It's ongoing. So virtuosity, you think about it like somebody who's a really great violinist or great artist. They just practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced, and they're still practicing. They're going to practice until they die. Everybody's practicing. Even the best among the best among the best. That's what brings us together, is our practice. Not our goal. How you devote yourself to your creative pursuits is success. It's not what comes out. To me, that's not what this is about. It's about connecting to that intrinsic youthful desire and basically paying no attention to the reaction or the reflection. That's yesterday's news. Success is deepening that inward intrinsic love that comes out through your creations. And it comes out naked. It comes out you can criticize it. It comes out vulnerable. It comes out as it comes out. You can't strip out the love. You can kind of fool yourself. But your innocence will always come through. Practice being okay with that. And success is ongoing. Forget your goals. Look inside. Be excited about that. Yeah, I want to express myself this way. That's fine. Your whole self will not come out in your creations. Not in outward signs. There are no results like that. Okay, friends. I hope you enjoyed these insights. My name is Ryan Hebert. Please check out my blog. It's called mymorningmotivator.com. We'll see you next time.